Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, welcome to Sharp Ends. Today I'm going to share with you a review of the classic Drop Point Hunter LT version from Bark River Knives in Magnacut. This knife is what I would call a medium-sized knife, or on the smaller size. I definitely have smaller Bark River knives, but I also have much larger ones. This is dark curly maple, and like I said, it's a Magnacut, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite knife steels. Let's just talk about how this feels in the hand. It's pretty well balanced. It's handle heavy, which is great in a fixed blade in my estimation. And it came screaming sharp, like sliced tomatoes sharp, like, and it is still very sharp. Even though I've used it for processing food, I can still scroll with this very nicely. So very cool. The blade length on this is basically 3.5. And this is the LT version, and with Bark River, that means that it is 3/16 instead of a true 1/8 inch, which makes it just that much more slicey, and it's got that very nice convex grind. Their handle materials, this cost around $250, and with Bark River, depending on the handle materials you get, you're going to get different kinds of, you're going to get different price points. It could be as low as like $245 and way up there, depending on what kind of handle materials and finish you get. I use this extensively for processing all of my tomatoes, and I will tell you right now, I knew before I did that the tomatoes are slightly acidic, and I still did it, and it ended up washing some of the finish off of, do you see that, where it looks a little bit worn? And it basically added some patina to the wood. I kind of knew that that would happen, and I kind of wanted to see what it looked like, and I also have a way of restoring it, so I thought I would just go ahead and do it and see how bad it hurt my scales and how much if it made it look good. I honestly kind of like the way the finish is now. It looks a little bit more hand worn or whatever. The metal wasn't affected at all, and I cleaned it off immediately after. I didn't leave the tomato juice on there, but while I was processing all the tomatoes to make tomato sauce, the juice got on the handles and it did that. So if you have a wood handle knife and you're cutting up a bunch of tomatoes, just keep that in mind, that the tomatoes are slightly acidic and it will affect the finish of a wood handled knife, wood scaled knife. I really like this. I know that some people have had issues with quality control with Bark Rivers, but I've bought maybe 5 or 6 so far this year, and I haven't really noticed any problems at all with them. The grind looks even on both sides, and I mean, if you're really picky, like here you can see that the convex grind ends right about there, okay? And that's just brush finished, okay? And if I flip it over to the side, you'll see it extends just a smidge farther on the one side than on the other. When you have a handmade knife and they are hand grinding it, that might happen. But you're not looking at both sides of the knife at once, so you're not going to notice it. And you certainly don't notice it when you just look at the spine. You can't really tell what's going on there, right? So that's like a really nitpicky thing that I feel like people have started to like freak out about for quality control issues. But I don't see it. I think it's fine. I like the way this is put together. That's the only nitpicky thing I could possibly come up with that I don't like about this. And it doesn't affect the functionality or the use or the look, in my opinion, of this knife at all. This comes with the general, do I have it down here? It comes with a Bark River knives sheath, which I don't think I have down here, but this is basically what the sheath looks like without the holder for the ferro rod. Basically looks like this. Now I've sealed this with Snow Seal, which I highly recommend you use on your sheaths, and I've been using this primarily as a kitchen knife, and it is perfect for that. I would have no problem with this being an in-pocket carry or taking this camping as well. I would be fine with batoning with this. It's full tanged, and it seems very stable. I haven't tried that though, and I have better knives for that than that. I like the fact that this has a very nice little choil, not choil, but you know, guard, if you will. So if you're cutting something and it's not going to slip up onto your hand, that's great. This is also great for cutting up meat, slicing up meat, processing game, skinning animals. Works really, really well for that. It has that classical look, which I really like. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with this purchase. The ergonomics are really good, fits really nicely in the hand. I can 4-finger grip it. I can also sneak up my finger up here to use it that way. And the way that it has this classic shape back here so that your hand, your finger fits in here, makes it very secure, very nice. They have a lot of different kinds of scales and finishes. Like I said, look at DLT is definitely the place to go to check out this knife and see what kind of scale options it came with and see if it's right for you. I really like the fact that it came in Magnacut too, and I really like the fact that Bark River is really expanding from the 3V / 35VN / A2 realm of steels and going with this really nice, what's proving to be a very well-rounded steel for fixed blades and pocket knives for that matter. So that's very cool. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at Sharp Ends. And if you want to support the channel, become a channel member or follow me on Patreon. And I'm getting very close to 1,000 subs, so when I get there, I'm going to be giving away a lot of knives. So I hope that you guys do subscribe because you might be a lucky winner. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.